One of this country's major religious organizations must find a new leader by month end. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Monday, February the 12th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. One of the largest religious organizations in Barbados will have to find a new leader by the end of this month. The Anglican Diocese yesterday held a special church service at the Wilde Gymnasium to celebrate the contribution of Dr. John Holder, who is returned as Bishop of Barbados and Archbishop of the West Indies after 17 years at the helm. In the sermon, visiting Bishop of Belize, Philip Wright, advised the decision makers to ensure that whoever they chose to replace Dr. Holder must be someone the people can trust.
Times like these call for steady leadership. Leadership our people can trust. Leadership they can depend on. Creative leadership with the energy and enthusiasm to inspire and motivate. It is about leadership that is prepared to travel the high moral and ethical ground and adhere to the noble principles of honesty, decency, integrity, justice, equality, and compassion.
Bishop Wright also took the opportunity to consider the plight of young people.
While celebrating the fact that the majority of our youth, for instance, do well and are making a valuable contribution to family and community, the plight of too many of our youth must not escape our attention. Living in a rapidly changing world that presents them with a myriad of opportunities and options, the real challenge facing our youth is one of decision-making. Who is there to guide them in consistently making the right decisions regarding their own lives and the impact they have on others, especially their peers? Who is presently available to lead them toward the positive and away from that which can rob them of a brighter future, their God-inspired destiny? My friends, there is always the need for more mentors and guides for our youth.
In other news now, the local Boy Scout movement is being rebranded to become more appealing. In making the announcement during the National Scout Awards ceremony over the weekend, Chief Justice Sir Marston Gibson, who's also the Chief Scout, has at the same time appealed for more men to join the service as mentors.
What we need first is for men to step up and to be guides of those boys. And you don't need to be men who used to be in the Scout movement. You be entirely new to the idea of scouting. But certainly we are going to rebrand this movement so that it becomes more interesting, so that it becomes more rewarding, and so that the men in Barbados can see that in being a part of the movement, they're helping to build good citizens.
Meanwhile, the local Scout movement is desperately in need of money to continue to function properly.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The Trinidad and Tobago police said yesterday they had detained another person in the alleged terrorist plot to disrupt the carnival celebrations over the weekend. However, police dismissed as incorrect media reports that officials from the FBI in the United States were interrogating the suspects in Trinidad. Last week, the US-based television network CNN reported that U.S. troops participated in the raids on mosques and captured 4 high-value targets. Carnival celebrations end tomorrow with the usual street parade and jump-up. And on the international scene, embattled South African President Jacob Zuma, under growing pressure to resign, will know his fate today. But ANC leader Cyril Ramaphosa called for Zuma's exit to happen in an orderly fashion, as former President Nelson Mandela would have wanted.
South Africa's ruling ANC party is set to meet this Monday to finalize talks on the future of President Jacob Zuma, who's under growing pressure to step down. During celebrations marking 100 years since the birth of former President Nelson Mandela, ANC leader Cyril Ramaphosa said Zuma's exit should happen in an orderly fashion.
We will continue with this legacy of fighting corruption and making sure that those who are corrupt and steal from the poor are brought to justice. That is what Nelson Mandela would have wanted.
75-year-old Zuma, in power since 2009, has been mired in corruption allegations. Ramaphosa replaced him as the head of the ANC in December and has since been expected to succeed him as president. But so far, Zuma has not said whether he'll resign before his second term ends next year.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.